It can be extremely difficult to tell the difference between a real Hydro Flask and a fake Hydro Flask. But there's actually 12 ways that you can do it, which I'm going to share in this video. But first, have a look at these and see if you can tell which ones are real and which ones are fake. Pause the video if you need to and have a guess, and then I'll reveal it to you. On the left, these 3 Hydro Flasks are real. And on the right, those 2 Hydro Flasks, the two-tone ones, are fake. How do I know these are real? Well, I actually purchased these from Hydro Flask directly, and I'll link up to hydroflask.com in the description down below if you want to get an authentic one yourself, and that's my affiliate link. And these 2 over here I purchased from eBay, and I know that they're fake because Hydro Flask never made these colors in this size. And when I contacted the seller about these potentially being fakes, they just gave me a refund and never spoke to me again. So what are the 12 ways that you can tell whether or not your Hydro Flask is real or fake? How do you identify the difference? The first way, and one of the easiest ways to do it, is by looking at the logo text. So this white one is real, and this pink one here is fake. You can see the difference in the text, and you can see this gap between the Y and the D just doesn't look quite right. You can see that the logo is different. The R kind of curves around a lot more, and the more you look at it, the more you can see the differences in the fonts that are used. The R is not an issue because old Hydro Flasks used to have that, but the newer ones don't have that. And so logo and the writing of the logo is an easy way to tell. It's a bit harder to tell when you just look at the pictures because the newer Hydro Flasks, they shrunk down the logo and removed the R. But the older Hydro Flasks actually did have this logo, which was a bit larger, and they did have the R there. So that can be a difficult way to tell whether they're real or fake. The next biggest giveaway is the text at the bottom. So real Hydro Flask text at the bottom is actually printed in both upper and lowercase letters, whereas the fake Hydro Flasks are etched in or engraved in. So this is not printed on, but they've actually removed the paint and you can see the stainless steel underneath. Whereas with the real Hydro Flask, you can see that it's actually printed on. It says different things as well. This says made in China. It has the product number. It says hydroflask.com temp sealed insulation. Whereas the fake just says designed in Bend, Oregon, has the size and says 18/8 stainless steel. So that's another really obvious way to tell a real one from a fake one. The third way to tell whether it's real or fake is the color or size options. Now, it's really obvious with some of them, like black and white, for example. Hydro Flask never made black and white two-tone colors. These 2 fake ones here, these are the ombre colors or two-tone colors, and Hydro Flask did actually make these colors, but never in this size. They only released them in the 40 ounce, and as you can see here, this is actually a 32 ounce size. So Hydro Flask never made it in these size, and when they did release them, they released them with a different color lid, not a black lid. So I'll put up an image of what it should look like, and you can see the different colored lids. And as you can see, I just got black. So that's another way to identify whether it's real or fake. If you get a color or a size option that Hydro Flask never actually released, then you know it's a fake. And I'll link up in the description down below to my full list of every Hydro Flask color, as well as my list of all the discontinued Hydro Flask colors as well, so you can check yours against that list. The next hugely obvious tell is the price. Now, if we're on hydroflask.com looking at the 32 ounce, which is one of the most popular bottles, we can see that it sells for $44.95. Now, if we go over to eBay, and I've searched for some 32 ounce bottles as well, if we just look at a 32 ounce, we can see this one's selling for $13.66. If we look at this one here, we can see that it's selling for around $27 for these Hydro Flasks. And if we look at this one, you can see that it's selling for $26 in a color that Hydro Flask never made. So price, when you're finding ones that are this cheap and they're only $13.66 for a Hydro Flask, which usually sells for $44.95, you can be pretty certain that that's going to be a fake, because Hydro Flask actually make sure that their products aren't sold for a huge discount. And I've done a full article on where you can actually find Hydro Flask authentic ones for sale. So I'll link up to that in the description down below if you're interested. They are rare, but it does happen, and I've worked out where you can find them. So link to that article will be in the description down below. The next way to tell is the seller. Who did you actually buy your Hydro Flask from? Did you buy it directly from the company? Did you buy it from hydroflask.com? Did you buy it from Amazon, which is actually reputable? Hydro Flask have kind of taken over this, and they seem to be the only company that sells their products on Amazon through a company called Tallridge. So most Hydro Flasks on Amazon, pretty much all of them, seem to be authentic from the research that I've done. Or are you buying from a reputable store like REI or something like that, where you know they're actually a dealer of Hydro Flasks? Or are you getting it from a dodgy site like this one that's actually thorisgood.site, where you can see they've ripped off a bunch of things, but you can see these fake ones here, 40-ounce ombre for $30. You're not actually going to be able to buy ones like that. And if they were real ombre, they would have different colored lids. These are fake. This is a dodgy site. I don't know who this is. What's thorisgood.site? They don't even have their branding on there. They're using the Hydro Flask branding. And so this is almost definitely a dodgy site. And listings like this from eBay, almost certainly definitely dodgy as well. And we can see here so many different dodgy listings as well. So where you get it from is really important. So I'll link up in the description down below to hydroflask.com as well as Amazon, which is my affiliate links, but there you can actually get authentic ones if that's what you're looking for. The next way to tell whether you've got a real or fake one is with the lid. Now, if you look at these lids, they look almost identical, and I wouldn't know just from looking at them which one is actually the real Hydro Flask and which one is the fake Hydro Flask. Even on the lid, you've got the Hydro Flask writing there, and it all basically looks the same. Maybe under a microscope you could tell the difference, but I can't personally tell the difference. The only differences I can see is when we flip the lids over, and then we go ahead and have a look at them. Now, if we look inside, this is a fake one. And inside you can see that the rubber seal is actually black. And you can see right here that it's actually kind of starting to separate there. The inner plastic and the outer plastic kind of has that separation in it. Whereas if we compare that to the real one, we can see, it's a bit hard to see in this video, but the inside plastic rubber is actually see-through and kind of has a white tinge to it. And you can see that there's no actual separation in the plastic there. If we look at the other fake one, we can see that separation in the plastic again, and the rubber is basically black. And so that's how you can tell the lids apart. This is the only straw lid I have, and my kids have lost the straw. But again, inside there, it has a kind of white, clear rubber gasket, but I don't have any fake straw lids to compare to, sorry. Next up is the packaging. So both the fake Hydro Flask came in white boxes like this, and the real Hydro Flask came in a cardboard box like this. Now the real one, when you take it out and take away the packaging, it actually came in this little sleeve here that says, repurpose me, recycle me. And then it had the Hydro Flask inside. That was how I got my Spearmint 32-ounce Hydro Flask. The fake ones, on the other hand, both came in these white boxes and had bubble wrap over them. So if we open that one, we can see that it's got bubble wrap. And if we open this one, we can see that it actually came in identical packaging with the bubble wrap. So it didn't come with this Hydro Flask sleeve, it came with bubble wrap. So the packaging is different, and that's another way to tell whether or not your Hydro Flask is real or fake. The eighth way to tell is whether or not you got a printed leaflet. So if we open a fake one, you'll see that it didn't come with anything inside. If we open the real one, now I've actually used this, so it's a bit wet in there, but it did come with this leaflet inside just like that. And if we go ahead and tip this out, then we can see that we've got a Hydro Flask leaflet in a bunch of different languages, and we've got some details there. So the real one came with this leaflet, and the fake ones came with no leaflet at all. The ninth way to tell is the printed sleeve. Now, these sleeves on the surface look very similar. You can see they've both got the metallic on the top. You can see that the logo is very accurate. Printing is quite accurate. This has white writing for the colder, hotter, longer. This one has metallic writing for that. And we can see hydration written 3 times on the real one and only once on the fake one. We can also see the real one has multiple different languages on it. And as we go around, we can see that it has English, but then it also has other languages as well. And if we look at the fake one, then we can see that it's only in English. And as we move it around, we can see some differences there in what is written on the bottle and the way that it is displayed. Another thing is with the fake ones, the sleeve is just slid on. There's nothing sticking it on there, so it's quite easy to get off. With the real Hydro Flask, however, it was actually stuck on, so it's a bit harder to get off. And what you can see is it's got some sticky glue here that was underneath sticking it on. So that was a slight difference there. Next, if we look at the barcode stickers on the fake one here, we can see that it doesn't look like the right logo. The logo looks different. We can also see that it says 2016 on this one, whereas if we look at the new one, it does say 2020. And we can see some differences down the bottom. This one says hand wash only. This one says made in China. And what's really interesting is if we look at the fake one, see how it says lava? Lava is a red colored Hydro Flask. This one says spearmint, which is the right green color, which is what I got. This one says lava. This is not lava. This is not even close to lava. And interestingly, on this other fake one that I got, if you have a look at that, then it says lava as well. And so maybe they're just using the one sticker for both of them. But yeah, this is definitely not lava. I'm guessing they're just using the same barcode and sticker on all of the fakes. Getting into the really nitty gritty, if you look at the insides of these, now obviously this one's wet because I used it. We went to the national park. It was great. But if you look at the bubble on the inside of these, then you can see in the real one, the bubble is actually larger than it is in the fake one. So I'm not sure if that's across everyone, but that's what I can see here with these fake versus real, that inside bubble is a bit larger. Also, you can see the difference in the neck design here. Now, this is a 2020 or late 2019 Hydro Flask neck design where it actually goes up and you've got this aluminium strip up there. And you can see the difference in the old design here where it's kind of, I don't know, rolled over or kind of sticks out like that. However, this is extremely similar. The yellow one here is real. It's extremely similar to the real one. I can't tell the difference just by looking at it. So this is an accurate depiction of the older Hydro Flasks, but the new Hydro Flasks do have these newer neck designs. So there's the standard one in the white, and this is the wide mouth in the spearmint green. You can see that different neck design there for the newer Hydro Flasks. Now I've noticed on Amazon.com that they're still selling this old design. And they're still selling those ones, whereas on hydroflask.com, you can actually get the newer design. So that might be a reason to buy from one place or the other, depending on which design you like. And I'll leave my affiliate links to both hydroflask.com and the Hydro Flask bottles on Amazon in the description down below. If you go through that, it doesn't cost you any extra, but it does support the channel, and I thank you for that. But what about ice retention? How does a fake Hydro Flask compare to a real Hydro Flask? And so I've got a big bucket of ice here, and I'm gonna fill these up and test how long they can hold ice and how they compare to each other. But this video has been going long enough, so we're going to do that in the next video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to see other great content like this, and go ahead and click to watch the next video to see how a real Hydro Flask compares to a fake Hydro Flask when it comes to how long it can hold ice for.